This is it. We're live.
Hey there. Good to be back.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Everyone. Welcome, welcome. Gosh, what are we doing today? Welcome to the show. Folks out there in the world, the video, the podcast world, do you struggle to stay on keto because you get bored with the food? Well, today we're covering why you feel that way and what to do. You don't want to miss this episode.
You don't. We got you. Because that did happen to me last time I was on keto for 6 months.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you're here today listening to this episode, Simon.
Is that the only reason you're glad I'm here, or are there other reasons?
Well, I mean, you make this show so entertaining and fun. Like, I don't know if I can do this without you. Yeah.
You do have a good point. Yeah, no, I got sick of red meat, and that's weird for a dude to say. What kind of dude would say that? Me. I did.
Yeah.
Because I was eating steaks and lamb and corned beef, and I got sick of it.
What kind of a dude are you? Well, for those of you that wonder where you are, welcome to the show, Keto Chat Live. I'm your host.
I was saying I have to hand in my dude card.
Yeah. But you can still have your co-host card. Hey, everyone, I'm Carol Free. This show is just starting out like normal. We're just going to chit chat. We'll start it officially in a little bit. Don't worry, everyone. Hang tight. It's always a good time. It's always worth it, right? It's always worth it.
Yes.
To our viewers. So I can see we've got live viewers on right now. So let us know you're here. I can see we've got people. I can't tell who it is until you comment, though. So come on, break the seal. Somebody comment. Give us a comment. You're all welcome. We love having live viewers. That's part of what makes this show so fun every week. And if you're wondering where you are, welcome to Keto Chat Live. I'm your host, Carol Freeman. I have a master's degree, nutrition and clinical health psychology, blah, 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 all these credentials. I specialize in working with women, helping them follow a keto diet for long-term sustainable weight loss. And this is my co-host. Wait, it's backwards. I always forget which way to point. There we go.
Yeah, Simon Kaufman, been on keto for a few weeks now. I specialize in sports statistics. For fantasy football. No, I don't. I don't play fantasy football. Okay. I don't specialize in anything, really. I don't think. I don't know what I specialize in. But it's good to be with someone who specializes in with something.
You have your own audience. I hear a live audience there with you.
Oh, yeah. My friend Jacinto's here. He made me coffee because the first one I made sucked. Our Nespresso machine is possessed by a demon.
That is so interesting. I don't know if it's probably just past the warranty, right?
No, it's been the whole time. It's just possessed.
Well, also, if you read the fine print, they don't cover demon possession. So you're on your own on that one.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, it covers witches, warlocks, just not demons. It's
right. They got you there in the fine print. That it happens every time. All right, Sue's here. Sue from Chicago. Welcome, Sue. Oh, we got a new viewer here. JC Bean from Idaho. Welcome. So glad you found us here. Hope you're a first-time listener. You get the special shout out that's brand new to the show as first-time listener. Congratulations. We're glad you're here. Oh, we got a first-time listener, Simon. You better do the medical disclaimer quick so they know
so they don't die mid-show? That's true. Okay, this show is here for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not medical advice nor intended to diagnose, treat, cure any condition. If you have any medical condition, illness, disease, or are taking any medications, please contact your medical professional. Yeah, we got the rest from here.
Yes. All right. Oh, good. JC Bean's still here. Yay. All right.
Yeah.
Nobody's dying this episode. That's our goal.
So
the good news?
If people remember last episode, I was not getting into ketosis. It was not working. And the reason we kind of deduced is because I was getting drunk every day.
But did you have a deuce as well? We deduced the alcohol. Okay. That's a Simon level joke. Never mind.
We deduced Bigelow, and basically, so I stopped drinking and I lost 5 pounds in the last week.
What?
But
Oh
my
my
ketos
gosh.
were only at 0.2, Carol. They got up to 0.3 one day, then they went down to 0.1, then they got up to 0.2, and then they just leveled off at 0.2.
So amazing that you followed one more of my 10 rules. So some of you haven't been here. Our first 10 episodes, we covered my 10 rules that I have my clients follow to get the best results on keto. And lo and behold, Simon finally gave in and started following another one of those, and the weight loss started happening. So yay. Thanks for
5
that
pounds,
testimonial.
huh?
Yeah, that's
now
great.
I can pig out again. No?
I mean, if you miss those pounds, sure.
No,
The
it's good. It's good.
the
It
news
feels
article I've got for today, you'll be able to find a lot of things you can pig out on keto. So wait till you see that.
Good.
That's a surprise for you.
Good.
I just want to throw a question out there for our listeners just to get things going as well. What's the longest period of time that you've been able to stay 100% keto? JC Bean says I'm good keto for a bit. Well, how long's a bit, JC Bean? Simon, how long did you stick with it before you got bored with it before?
Well, 6 months. It wasn't even bored. I was a little bored with the food, but I told myself at the beginning, I was like, I'm going to give myself a good 6 months, because I would do like 30 days or this and that. I'm like, I'm not even getting the benefits. So I told myself I was going to do a full 6 months. I lost a bunch of weight and gained it back after I quit. Because I was also in a pandemic lockdown with nothing but ice cream to talk to.
Well, you know what? That happened to a lot of people because we all didn't know if the world just wasn't going to be there in a year. So what's the point, right? It happened to a lot of people.
I figured, 2 weeks to stop the spread. So I was going to get some alcohol and ice cream. And then I don't know if you know this, but it actually lasted longer than 2 weeks. So, yeah. But now, feeling good, back on keto, doing my thing.
Simon dropping the hard facts today, folks. Lasted
well,
longer
whatever.
Than
so, yeah, I put on I sat around. I took it serious, I was on the radio in Hawaii. And when you're a radio or when you're in like media and people know you, your media personality in a small market, you can't like be showing up at the party. I mean, you're going to lose your job. You know what I mean?
So Susan Rapp says she's been keto since May 1st, 2020. So a year and 2+ months. Congrats, Susan. One of our Sue crew reporting in. Good job.
That's awesome.
I think so. I've been following keto for 6+ years myself. Now, I'll be completely honest and transparent. It's not been 100% for 6 years. I don't remember. I know, right? I think I made it. I probably was about 4 years, 100%, no cheats. I don't know though. I don't know exactly when. Higher carb days here and there. Definitely some non-keto foods have happened on occasions. But still primarily most of what I'm eating and most days of my life, I'm doing very low carb, ketogenic style. So, hey, it's my career. So what's that?
So you fell off the wagon a few times, is what you're saying.
Well, I wouldn't call it falling off the wagon. It was more like I take 100% responsibility
for my wagon.
Food choices. Yes, I stopped at a rest stop along the Oregon Trail, and I chose different foods that were not ketogenic. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, it's always a conscious choice. It doesn't mean that I'm doing it because I believe that is a better food for me, but I think it's a like long-term lifestyle change. And that's partly like we talked about last week's episode was about creating a tribe, a group of people that are all supporting each other on this because it does take dedication, consistency, and support and education to maintain this. So.
It does take support. And if you want, I will support you. I actually know a really good keto coach. I do a podcast with her once a week. I'll introduce you.
That's so sweet. That's awesome. I would love to meet her. Her.
Her.
Susan says, no cheats because I love my food. I am an amazing cook. Oh, all right. She's also said we could come sleep on her couch when we come do the podcast in Chicago. So now she's going to cook for us too.
All right. Amazing cook. I love it. Good.
All right.
Good.
Excellent. All right. Personal check-in. Simon lost 5 pounds. Congratulations. You're making all the changes And I don't think I have anything else new to share except, getting closer to those big comedy shows I've got out here in Phoenix, Arizona area, July 17th and 18th, 2021, depending on when you're listening to this in the future. And I'll be on the Todd Royce and Friends show, big TikTok star from Seattle. We have some big comedy shows at Stir Crazy up in Glendale, and then we have one in Improv Mania in Chandler. So if any of our viewers, listeners are in those areas, please come out and support the shows. And nice. Susan's still trying to get us to come to Chicago there. So that's interesting. That they call it Chi-Town, but they spell it the C-H-I town. So it looks like Chi-Town.
Well, cheese important.
Yes, it is very good.
Yeah, that's exciting. I got a ton of shows coming up. I'm finally getting back after the pandemic. God bless.
That's awesome. Got any highlights? Some favorites you want to share coming up?
Let's see. I'm doing the Parham Hall in the old warehouse in Zillah, Washington, which is in Central Washington, which is owned by, I think it's the drummer from Modest Mouse. I think owns it.
Parham Hall, what?
P-E-R-H-A-M.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that, and I didn't even think Zillah was a real town. Okay.
Well, you haven't heard of that either.
No. I'm so impressed, though.
Have you heard of Washington? No, the dude, the drummer from some famous band, I seem to remember it's like Modest Mouse or something like that owns it. He dumped a ton of money into the stage. It's like a big, it's like a warehouse they turned into a concert hall now. And then the next weekend I'm in Port Townsend at the Manresa Castle, and then I got 2 nights. I'm doing the Slaughterhouse Brewery in Bremerton the weekend after that. I'm pretty much working every weekend from now on, for the most part. Then I go to Hawaii for 3 weeks. So yeah, comedy's back. I'm back. 5 pounds are not back.
Yes.
I'm bringing sexy back.
All right, Timberlake. All right, you're gonna wear your Timberland shoes, Timberlake. Man, all right.
Okay.
Good for you. Okay, show off. Yeah, I'm.
I couldn't have done the 5 pounds without you, Carol.
Oh, we worked hard for it. We did.
4 I could have done, but not 5.
We worked hard for it. I know you're.
Holy smokes, dude! How long have I been doing keto, for crying out loud?
You're a stubborn old cuss. Have you heard that phrase?
Yeah. What was it? Since the 15th of June, I've been doing it.
When did you come?
25th.
Yeah, 15th. Yeah, so
15th.
You're 3 weeks now.
And I've lost only 5 pounds. That's atrocious.
Well, you know what? Considering you didn't lose any the first 2 weeks, that's actually. But that's an average of 1.25 a week. That's still nothing to shake a stick at.
Well, I was drinking every day. I didn't lose any weight, but I did lose respect for myself. And
okay. Well, that's what I've learned with you, is that we can teach you all these things, and you're a questioner. You want to know for sure. And we had enough evidence. We had all these other pieces in line. So we removed the question of are you actually 100% eating keto? Because we were both controlled food and eating the same things. So we knew your keto food was on point. I even went so far as to weigh your food one day and make you eat some fat with it. And so we removed that. And then the ketones weren't coming, and neither was the fat loss, the weight loss. So then it was like, okay, so the next piece probably is the alcohol. It took you, another week to be willing to try that. So
yeah, one of those or whatever,
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting
there. I joined the gym. I'm working out again, feeling good. That's good. Life is good. Everything's good.
I thought your neck looked fatter. I mean,
more
muscly.
Here, let me flex my neck. Is that good? Is that hot?
Do you put a band around your forehead with a weight and lift it so you can have those big, strong neck muscles?
No, but I have one of those that I've never used that someone gave me. Swear to God.
Okay. You just have that. Of all the random things you own, that's one thing you hold on to.
Yeah, no, my buddy loaned me his weights, and in there was that. I have to give it back at some point. It doesn't belong to me. But.
Oh, okay. You don't really own it. You just have it.
Okay, well, way to rub
right.
it in. One day,
All right, Matt,
one
on
day,
to-
I will work
I
hard
mean,
enough
if you're
to
gonna brag
own.
about owning some, if you're gonna brag about owning something, you should probably actually own it.
Okay, wow.
Okay, let's move on. Let's
You're
move on
right.
to our article.
No, you're right. You're right. And now I feel I need to issue an apology.
Oh, okay. To our listeners, our viewers, our lures. All right, on to the article of the day, folks. If you're new to the show, we always bring you some interesting, fascinating news. Today, I have a very fun article that is from Food Business News. Did you know there's an online publication called Food Business News?
Now I do. Now I do.
Now you do. Now you do. Now you do. So this is not shocking to me. I've seen it coming in the stores. I understand how food manufacturers work. I'm really concerned about this, though. So basically, this is an article that's talking about ingredients help grain-based foods transform into quote-unquote keto-friendly. Okay, so the top of this article, you guys can follow along, the ones that have pulled the article up. But at the top of the article, there's images of Duncan Hines keto-friendly chewy fudge brownies, Special K keto-friendly chocolate almond fudge snack bars, and High-Low Life ranch almond flour tortilla style chips. Keto your way is what the little mouth is saying on the okay.
Well,
can you see the article, sir?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. You could really keto your way and just not even keto at all. Like I keto my way. I eat donuts every morning with pizza.
Keto my way is to eat 1,000 carbs a day.
And
so
who
look
are
at
you
that.
to tell me how to keto my way?
Right. Okay, now check out in that little chip, the mouth on. So I'm gonna just do my best to describe that, but laugh right now, Simon, at that. Look at that mouth on the chip bag that has a yellow tooth. Like all the other teeth in that mouth are white, except for that one yellow stained tooth. What is that
so
about?
they've been to Hilo. They must have been to Hilo then. A lot of yellow stained teeth.
Oh no!
No, I'm
oh no! Oh no!
Whatever. I live in Hilo. I can say that.
Okay.
I'm actually performing in Hilo in August at an axe throwing bar. You know one of these axe throwing bars? Yeah, try getting heckled with an axe.
I've heard of those. I can't wait.
I deserve a hazard pay.
Well, you're probably booking yourself, so hopefully you're paying yourself a little more. So, yeah. So, anyways, this bag of chips that they've got a little cartoon mouth on the front of it with lips and a teeth, and the chip is going inside the mouth. And all the teeth are nice, bright white teeth, except one of the front teeth is this yellow stained tooth. So I'm thinking, like, what's their market? Are they going to the people that just aren't very healthy, that don't have good dental care?
No, see, it's a gold tooth. See?
Oh, okay.
Because
so
when you're balling like that, you get a gold tooth.
Bougie teeth. All right.
Yeah,
I get it now. Okay.
Yeah. So what's up? Are these keto? They're not.
Well, okay. So little backstory. The word keto is not regulated by anyone. There's no definition of what keto is as far as food products. Anyone can put that word on anything they make. They don't have to follow. It could be, again, it could be a bag of sugar could say keto friendly. Literally, there's nobody that policing any of this. There's no regulations about what that word means. And so, they're stamping the word on it because it's getting sales. And that's basically what the article is talking about, is that, let's see, the keto diet with this restriction on carbohydrate intake would appear to not be all friendly to the grain-based food sector. Yet in the baking category, the number of new products launched with the keto claim, notice there's a keto claim, increased 212% globally from 2019 to 2020. So basically, the food manufacturers know that putting that word on something makes it sell like hotcakes, like literal keto hotcakes. And so you've got these categories such as cereal, chips, bars, all kinds of snack foods. So this is terrible. This is really terrible because they're capitalizing on people's wish to follow keto. I thought this was a perfect for our topic of the day, as well as feeling bored with the food, is that people will buy something because it has the word keto friendly on it, and they just assume and hope that it is. And I think it's also a lot of wishful thinking, because they may even look at the carb total on there. For example, they say that what was the one on here where, okay, so Special K keto bars contain 12 grams of carbohydrates in a 35-gram serving. Okay, so Americans aren't used to calculating grams, but an ounce is 28 grams weight. So 35-gram little bar is like...
If you're ever in the nightclub rave scene, you know all about grams.
Okay. Yes.
If you're ever in the party scene, Carol, maybe
so
you need
how
to
much
get grams together?
How much would be 35 gram? Like if you were making a granola bar that was 35 grams, like how big would that be if you...
Well, there's 28 grams in an ounce.
Right.
I know that from school, obviously.
Yes. The quality schooling you got. So
sure.
If you were to imagine a granola bar that weighed 35 grams, like how big would it be? Like probably like 2 finger size, maybe, right? Very small.
It would come in a baggie. I don't know. I know if it's in a baggie, I can tell how much. But once you take it out of the baggie, I lose. I forget. I'm not good like that.
Okay. You can eyeball it if it was a white granola bar in a baggie. Is that what you're saying? All right. Mm-hmm. Basically, 35 grams is, the size of maybe like half of a Nature Valley granola bar, maybe not even that much, probably. And that has 12 grams of carbs right there. What else? Okay, here's another one. So those Duncan Hines keto-friendly brownie mix that I mentioned at the beginning, a 70-gram serving, which is about 2 ounces, right? Close to 2 ounces.
No, more than that.
Slightly more. Oh, wait. So yeah, 28 times 2 is 56.
No, 56.
So it's about 2.5 grams, maybe almost 3. 33 grams of carbs in their keto-friendly brownies.
And if that's all you ate for a day and a half, you would be well within, if you just kept nibbling it for a day and a half.
Yeah. And if you could resist the entire rest of the pan of brownies that you made, totally. So, my concerns are many with these products. One is that they're just capitalizing on it. People are going to buy these up like crazy because they want keto to work. They haven't listened to our podcast, so they don't know all these pitfalls. And so,
then they deserve it. If they're not listening to the podcast, they deserve every pitfall you get. Or subscribe to the podcast. Number one,
we gotta help.
Let me tell you something. Keto Chat Live, 0 carbs in Keto Chat Live episode.
Yes.
0.
100% support, not only keto friendly, but actually keto.
But you know what's funny? When they did this with keto, they did the same thing with yoga, right?
Oh, yeah.
You heard the name yoga. Once yoga got popular, next thing you know, it's like, yoga class, yoga studio, yoga cereal, like yoga retreat. What's the one? Oh God, what was it? Like a bagel and cream cheese yoga. We do yoga, like bring your poodle yoga, goat yoga. Yeah, like in New York City, they have all these fancy yoga things. Like, we're doing bagel and cream cheese yoga. Come do yoga and join us for a beer and a bagel after. Like, I don't think they do that on the Ganges River.
They have the post yoga bar right next door as well. Like, it's yoga friendly. Just do yoga first and then come in and then go back to do yoga.
When you climb a mountain in the Himalayas to go find a yogi, he's usually not eating a everything bagel with a IPA.
As long as you salute the sun while you eat the bagel, that's what makes it yogic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or Susan in Chicago saying, I try to stay away from keto baked goods. She's using it in quotes. Good job. But I do enjoy some high Q cookies once in a while. Calories do matter. So these things, the truth is that anything in small enough portion could be keto friendly, kind of like the exaggerated example we're saying of like that 33 grams of carbs brownie from Duncan Hines. Yeah, if you nibbled on it over 3 days, like, okay,
Sure.
maybe that fits in your life. But the truth is that these foods are very tasty. They're easy to overeat. And it doesn't matter, like your whole goal of weight loss is to eat less. And these foods just don't fit into any of that equation because they're highly palatable. So they actually do have a lot of carbs in them. They may be lower carb than their traditional counterpart, but they're high in fat. And also they're moderate in carbs. And that combination, and they've got other sweeteners in there as well. That combination, our brains are wired to eat as much as possible of that. So it's virtually impossible to have portion control with these, for one. And then even the amounts of carbohydrates that are in their one serving are so high that it's really hard for most people to fit them in in their keto day. Additionally, most people aren't following the 10 rules that we've got laid out. And so people just eat things they think are keto without actually counting carbohydrates, not actually tracking anything. And then they're surprised, like, why am I not losing weight? I eat all these keto foods. I'm eating the keto cookies and the keto brownies. Why is it that I'm not losing weight? So the problem is that it's not that we don't have keto candy bars and brownies out in the market. It's just because we eat too much. The foods that are on the market are very highly palatable. We overconsume them. So all these are is substitutes for those that hit all of those points that make us overconsume them again. So
I have a good idea. What if you
yes?
ate the keto brownie, chewed it, and then spit it out without swallowing it?
That's called an eating disorder, but sure.
What do you mean? You get the flavor and then you just spit it out. That's not an eating disorder. That's genius. No? I thought I just came up with that. I didn't just come up with that.
Nope, it's an eating disorder I learned about when I was in school. There are some people that's a form of restricted eating.
But why not? It's a great idea. Is that a bad idea? Like, let's say you want the taste, so you chew it and then you spit it out. And let's say you spit it at someone you don't like.
Is this called like craving retention?
I don't know what it's called. I just made it up. But is that a bad idea? You think that's a bad idea?
Could you do that?
Anybody could do that.
Well, the problem is that you could try it once, but if you chew something in your mouth and spit it out, you're still going to be craving it. Like it's going to be and also it's not going to taste the same as swallowing it.
You can put it in your mouth, chew it, and then the dog barks, you get scared and you swallow it.
Yeah, that's most likely what's going to happen, right?
Yeah. And then you just swallow it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram for more hacks and tips on how to get ahead.
All right. The chew and spit method by Simon Kaufman, everybody.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing with the alcohol? You just put it in your mouth, swish it around, and spit it out? Okay, see, Susan even knows that the chew and spit is an eating disorder. It is.
That's what it's called, chew and spit? So I didn't just make this up.
Well, you didn't. You thought you're so original, but
wow. You know, don't you hate it when you come up with a great idea? Don't you hate it when you come up with a great idea only to find out it's a psychological disorder?
I know how to solve all my problems. Oh, wait, that's worse than I'm already doing. Okay, never mind.
That's the word.
Okay.
Fun.
All right. Next.
I'm trying to come up with a new idea that is not, already flagged by the American Psychiatric Medical Association or what have you.
Yeah, I don't know if you know the other ones, but there's things you could actually get like laxatives to try to make yourself just poop everything out. That's also an eating disorder.
You didn't just come up with that.
These are forms of binging and purging, actually. So it's
okay, fine. I don't know. Look
you're
at me being sensitive.
You're
Pretty soon
describing
I'm going to have
bulimia.
to go on the apology tour. Like, I just want to say what I said on the podcast was insensitive. I'm educating myself now on all of the problems. Yeah.
That's okay.
God, well, my bad. I didn't know. I didn't know.
This is why they didn't let you have your
it
own
was a
podcast.
smart thing. I thought I came up with it.
This is why they didn't let you have your own keto podcast. We have to,
This is why they don't let me around power tools. This is why I'm not
Really?
allowed to vote or own a weapon. No.
Because you wanted to chew up the saw and spit it out, not actually cut the wood. Is that?
This is why I'm not allowed within 50 yards of a elementary school. All the no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Good jokes. Good jokes. Those
You
are
like
great.
these jokes?
Yeah,
Actually,
those are
I
good.
actually live across from an elementary school now. Did I tell you that?
Is it
And
500 feet
they're
away
all
though?
going to like this summer camp thing, whatever. It's crazy. Because like I sit out, I drink my morning coffee. All the parents are like, keto trigger warning. All the parents are pulling up in their cars, dropping their kids off. It's cute though. Kids are cute.
Aw. Susan from Chicago saying Keto Kaufman is a trigger warning.
Yeah.
Just stick with the 2Ks though. We don't need a third K on there. So
Yeah, right. Just 2Ks,
Okay.
third K.
Yeah.
We don't really want. Yeah.
all right. Shall we talk about our teaching segment today? What I'm here to teach you about?
Yeah, we should, and I should stop talking. Go.
No, we need you. I've been called Killjoy many times on this show, so we need the witty interjections.
Keto Carol Killjoy, KKK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy, no.
No.
Carol's with a C. Definitely with a C.
That's true. Okay, my bad.
C is for Carol. It's good enough for me. Do you know that the Cookie
Did
Monster had
cheer? Did you just do a cheer? Oh, that's the Cookie Monster. Oh, okay. I thought you were giving me like, give me a C, give me a.
I was never a cheerleader. I was gonna play on the Powder Puff football team. Like that's the side of the fence I went on with that kind of stuff. But
what's that? The women's tackle football?
Yeah, but really? they canceled it for us. We were
in Seattle.
No, I went to school in Oregon. In Oregon. Oregon makes more sense. It was in Oregon.
But it's not the women's football league because I had a couple friends on that team that actually played and would play tackle football.
Oh, this was in high school. Way back.
No. I have a couple friends on the Seattle. I think it's the Seattle Reign or something, or Seattle.
Oh, you're talking about the lingerie football team, right?
Is it lingerie? I think it's not. It's skimpy.
It's your friends. It's probably lingerie.
Yeah, it's maybe. Yeah.
So you didn't actually, you're the sports guy. You don't even know the women's football team. All right, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not into like women's lingerie football. Gosh, what kind of person, what kind of guy would, what kind of man am I?
Gross.
No, I don't know. It's the Seattle Mist, I think.
Is it not?
Seattle Rain, Seattle Mist, Seattle Suicides. I don't know. What
all the women's sports teams in Seattle are named after the weather.
Yeah, right. And the depression. They're all named after like the Seattle
clouds.
Yeah.
Seattle gray overcast skies. That's the next XFL female team.
Seattle seasonal affect disorders. They're really great. They just get a slow start. They don't really come out until the third quarter.
Their season is really short.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. The inside Seattle humor. That's great. Everybody appreciates that. Hey, all right. So why do we get bored with food? What is going on? What are some tricks to actually make it so you can stick with keto long term? That's what I'm here to teach you, share with you today. Trying to get some excitement up
Carol,
here.
Share them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Carol.
All right. What do people normally say? I hear all the time, well, keto is just too hard to stick with because it's so restrictive. The food is so boring. I'm bored with the food. I hear that from my clients. And I see that it typically sets in somewhere around 6 weeks in, but also sometimes up about 6 months in. So I don't know what the 6 is. You know how they say like in marriage, you get the 7-year itch? I think in keto, you get the 6 itch, either 6 weeks or 6 months in.
It's all like gematria, numerology, ancient hieroglyph. It's really complicated.
Probably
we'll do an episode about the ancient numerology of the 6 in keto and how it, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a Fibonacci sequence. I'm pretty sure it's associated with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, or Venn diagram. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really, really complex.
Dunning-Kruger effect. I think it's all those things mixed together.
Yeah.
So Susan's saying she loves Seattle weather. That's because she lives in Chicago, probably. I'm just gonna blame on that. Like, Seattle's beautiful. 6 weeks of the year. I mean,
so are you, darling. So are you. Let me tell you.
I was there for 27 years. I did my time. I love Seattle, but I've moved on to drier things now. So
yep.
All right. So bored with the food. Common thing comes up. People, why is keto just too restrictive? Is it impossible? What's really going on? Stay tuned. Come back after the commercial break. All right. We don't have any sponsors yet. So that was maybe someday I'll go back and edit in. Okay. Back from their sponsors break, everyone.
Okay, ADD. It's the longest run sentence ever.
Okay. What's really going on? Why do we feel like we're bored of the food? Okay. There's usually two different things going on. A lot of times happens at the same time.
Okay.
And one could just be that you're lacking creativity. Maybe you are just eating the same thing day in and day out. Maybe you do just need some brainstorming, coming up with some new ideas, because literally you could not eat the same thing every day the rest of your life and eat something different on keto and still stick with keto. So it's not about that. So we're going to include that today. I'm going to do some brainstorming. I'm going to give you some tips about coming up with some fresh ideas and be able to enjoy the food. So we got you covered there if that's what's really going on. But most likely it's something else. It's something else that's going on. And it's more likely the lack of excitement in the addiction part of your brain. Say what, Carol? Okay. And this is actually a good thing that this happens. Okay, so highly palatable food. So this combination of sweet and fat together hits our brain in a way that it dramatically increases our appetite. It makes us obsessed with that food. It makes us want to eat it and consume it till it's all gone. And when that happens, we get our brain lights up like a Christmas tree. And it's a very exciting feeling in our brain. And the more highly processed and refined these foods are, and especially all those keto foods that I just talked about, Duncan Hines and Special K and all the other foods out there that are highly processed and refined, they give us a reward in the brain just like drugs do. And we get dopamine and endorphins and other neurochemicals going on in there. And that feels good in our brain. It feels exciting. It's the same feeling as winning a jackpot in Vegas. It's the same as, when you go shopping and buy a bunch of clothing or alcohol or drugs or heroin. It's the same part of the brain and it lights up the same way. So if our previous eating habits were high carb, lots of high reward foods that made us go, oh my God, that tastes so good, I want more of it. We're used to eating and getting that big high, that big excitement in our brain. So when you're eating in a way that you're not triggering cravings and the reward center in your brain and the addiction part of your brain, in contrast, it can feel boring, quote unquote boring. But that's just normal, right? When you drink a glass of water, if you're really thirsty and you drink a glass of water, it feels satisfying. Oh, that tasted good. That satisfied my thirst. It's not exciting, but it's good because you're meeting your body's needs. So when people get to this point, I actually think this is a good thing. You're learning to eat in a way that's fueling your body, and it's congruent with being able to have a normal body weight as well. So this is a good thing. You want to get to this point where you feel like food isn't exciting and ruling your world, because it means you're eating in a way that you're not overeating. You're not stimulating your brain. You're not causing cravings and food obsession and overeating food. Okay. So are you following me so far? Is this making sense?
Yes.
Give me a yes. Give me a thumbs up for those of you watching live.
Yes. And thank you for asking.
Good. I don't want to go on this train all by myself. I want to make sure we're having the the keto party train. Everybody's joining. So it's a good thing. Does everybody kind of see that? It's hard to believe, but it is a good thing. Now, this doesn't mean that your food needs to be bland and boring and not enjoyable, but it also, in contrast, it's not going to be this exciting high thing that you used to get from these foods. So that's part of why those keto-friendly processed food products that are going to be coming on the market, they're already out there, the baked goods and the chips and all that kind of stuff, they're basically still hitting the brain the same way. You're going to overeat them. They're going to cause cravings, and those feel exciting to you because they're hitting that part of the brain, and that's why they sell so well.
Yeah.
So we want to move away from that. The same way we would, if an addiction of any kind was ruining your life, causing you distress and making you gain weight and make your pants too tight and just making your life miserable, from all the other ways that unhealthiness does, you'd want to change that. You want to move away from those. So, if, for example, let's use the gambling addiction. If you're trying to recover from a gambling addiction, you don't go from like, well, I used to waste all my money in Vegas, and I'm not trying not to go there anymore, but I'm just so bored now. What do? I need to have some pseudo gambling products. What if I do gambling on my phone? Well, you just end up wasting all your money there as well. So you've just traded one addiction for another. So,
yeah, at least in Vegas, they give out free drinks.
Right. You're hitting that other addiction there. All right. Sometimes you get upgraded to free sweets as well for spending all your money there. So, all right. So what are my recommendations then? What do we do? Carol says it's good that we get bored with the food. So if it really is about you need more variety, if you're lacking creativity, let's brainstorm how you can fix that right away. So for my clients, I have a food list of all the different categories of keto things. I break it out into protein-rich foods, carbohydrate foods, which are mostly vegetables, berries, maybe a little bit of nuts and seeds, just a little bit, not a ton. And then the primarily fat things, so like butter and ghee and salad dressings, olive oil and things like that, right? So for each of these categories, write down every single type of that food that you like and enjoy. So we'll just start with the protein foods, okay? So chicken and beef and pork and eggs and fish and seafood and
lamb,
yeah, ruminants of all kinds, yeah. On and on and on. Brainstorm all of those different meats that you.
What's a ruminant?
Ruminant is a category of animal that eats grass, ferments it inside of them, turns it into fat. So lamb and cows and bison and I think goats as well are all considered ruminants.
Wow.
Yeah, ruminants are the best thing for the planet. So eating ruminant meat and dairy products are the best thing for the planet. There's a book by Rob Wolf called Sacred Cow that goes through this. And also Michael Pollan with even the Omnivore's Dilemma really covered this, how the ruminants eat the grass. They poop out fertilizer. The chickens come behind and eat the grubs out of it. So it's basically the cycle of life that keeps the planet really healthy, actually. So the plant-based people.
Is that the guy that did the one about the psychedelics drugs? He wrote the book about psychedelics.
He might have. I think that was after Omnivore's Dilemma, right?
I don't know.
One of our audience members.
Psychedelics are good for the planet too, Carol. Or what are your thoughts on that?
Do they? I am not an expert in that category. Do they grow out of cow patties?
I don't know. Some do. They grow all different places.
Okay, I don't know. I've seen a Amanita muscaria in the wild up in the Seattle area on a walk before.
What's that?
That's the Alice in Wonderland mushroom, the little white and red toadstool looking one. Yeah.
Cool. How much did you eat of it?
I didn't eat any of it.
You didn't.
I don't, that's not for me. Like my brain is already out there in the woo-woo land. I don't need any more help with that.
Come on, just give it a shot.
There's plenty of people that enjoy that. Good for you. Not that we're promoting that or anything like that, but
this is not intended for medical advice. All right, keep going.
Entertainment
Right.
it's all jokes, folks. It's all jokes.
All jokes.
Except for the keto advice. That's real. That's real. Don't discount that. So, okay. So back to the brainstorming. List off every type of protein rich food, for example, that you like. Then from there, pick one and then brainstorm all the different forms of that. So I'm just going to go with chicken because that's an easy one to think of a bunch of different varieties. So under chicken, we've got chicken breasts, skin on or boneless and skinless. We've got chicken drumsticks. We've got wings. You can even separate the wings into the flats and the drums, right? Chicken thighs, chicken hearts, chicken livers, okay? Chicken sausage.
Chicken McNuggets.
Chicken. Okay, you can make chicken nuggets, but yeah, ground chicken, right? So, that's eight, and there's more. That's just 8 different types of chicken you can have, right? And then add to that, okay, so then add the next permutation to this equation. List off all the different vegetables that you like and enjoy. Broccoli and arugula and butter lettuce and romaine lettuce, right? So you could probably come up with another 100 different vegetables that you could eat that are totally keto friendly.
Okay.
And then for each one of those, you've got different ways of preparing them, right? So pick one type of chicken and you could grill it, you could bake it, you could saute it, you could fry it, you could air fry it, right? Like grill it. Did I say that?
Yeah.
And
you could smack it up. You could flip it. You could rub it down.
Yeah. Bop it. Yeah.
You can bop the chicken. Yeah. Oh, you know what I mean.
Yeah. So if anybody remembers back to math, this is called creating, the permutations of something, right? So you take the number of these, multiply it by the number of these, and then the final thing is adding in an herb or a spice to it, and then adding in your fat. So we've got 4 different things. You literally could come up with combinations and ideas of things. And this is just very, very simple. This is not even recipes or anything. This is just keeping it super simple. You don't even have to eat the same meal if you live the rest of your life on keto. So variety is not really an issue. It's you just, if you need some brainstorming, we're here for you. Like Simon said last week, we're a support group for you. You can continue the conversation in the chats on this episode. In our Facebook group, but you don't have to be bored with the food. That's not even to mention like all the recipe and cookbooks that are out there. There's no reason to feel bored from lack of variety.
No. Okay.
And plus, there's cauliflower versions of everything out there right now, which doesn't mean they taste good, but there's a keto substitute for everything too. So
yeah.
All right. So variety, that's not your issue. It's probably the boredom in the brain. It's the lack of the addiction triggering foods you were used to eating. So should we talk about what to do about that?
Sure.
Get over it. That's my short question. Well, okay. So first of all, I say just come to terms with the fact that your food is going to be enjoyable. You're going to like it. It's going to taste good and it's going to be satisfying, but it's not going to light up your brain like winning $1 million in Vegas. You don't want that. So come to terms with that. You may need to do some mourning, have a grieving period over the loss of all of that carby excitement that your brain used to get, and embrace. You found a way of eating that doesn't have to cause you to figure out why you can't lose 5 pounds. Over and over again. And then, to build on that as well, like a really, on a serious note, like explore and expand other areas of your life. Like if food has been the center of your life forever, and that's all that brings you joy and excitement, and you're really mourning the loss of that whole big piece of your life, like there's a whole lot of other life to be living out there, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of other things to be excited about. And so truly take a, self-assessment and where are you missing joy and happiness and excitement in your life, and how else can you get that?
And also ask yourself, what are all the things you're going to be able to do once you do lose the weight? Like you're going to be able to get back into surfing, or maybe you're going to be able to get back into hiking or stuff like that, and like use that as a motivation and a joy.
Look at you coming up with serious advice. This is awesome.
Well, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Kaufman coming at you with the wisdom.
Yeah, baby.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Absolutely, yeah.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something, though. In all honesty, if there's one thing I've learned, real, true transformation in our lives happens when you look in the mirror and you say enough and you draw a line in the sand. When you're like, well, I should, but I don't want to, but I should, but I don't. That's okay. I mean, it's better than nothing. But when you like, you know, like when I just say for me, for instance, in my life, the times where I was like so disgusted with my behavior, I'm like, no, you got to stop. Like never again. And you just kind of get that, like, you just draw that line in the sand and you're like, look, no, I'm not doing this anymore. That's when everything shifts. And at least it has been for me.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, like if you want to be good, excellent even, it takes hard work. It takes discipline and you got to put the work in. And nothing's easy. What's the phrase? It's nothing's easy that's worth the having.
But I'm saying something different. I'm saying the work gets easier when you make a decision.
Yep.
When you can really make that decision and you put your foot down and you say no, and then somebody calls you and says, hey, do you want to come out? We're going for pizza. No, screw you, screw your pizza. I'm not going. I don't want to die. I don't want this like metabolic disease anymore. I don't want this fat anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. You know, and it's weird because, you know, I mean, everyone's got their own journey. I'm not trying to tell anyone where they should be on their journey, but I just know from my experience, when I really like put my foot down, look in the mirror and say enough is enough and make a decision, things flow. It gets easier. When I'm like, oh, well, I really want to go eat pizza, but I shouldn't. But I want to, but I shouldn't. I want to, but I'm not going to. But oh, it looks yummy, but I shouldn't. I cave. When I sit there and I get to the point where I'm like, I am not eating pizza, I will starve to death before I put that pizza in my mouth. You know, I mean, I know it's drastic, but you know what I mean? Like it takes drasticness to make changes. So that's just my life. That's what I've noticed.
No, I think that's good. Like making a decision empowers you. It's the indecision that that makes us weak.
It wears you down.
Yeah,
the indecision will wear you down over time.
Yeah. There's some truth bombs right there, folks.
And I think back to my original point, I think the way to get there is to really focus on what you're getting by giving up. Like for everything in life, you gain and you lose. If you eat the pizza, you gain the fun of the taste of the pizza, but you lose the ability to, let's say, have the energy to go play with your grandkids, you know?
Yep.
Right? So you have to ask yourself, so you have to really get clear on like, I want to go play with my grandkids and I want my muscle stiffness gone. More than I want this inanimate pizza. Like make it visceral, like put your heart into it, you know, make it something that like, you know, like just like your heart is in the craving, put your heart into what you're going to get, you know?
Yeah. That's part of, you know, what I have my clients do in the very beginning is make a list. I call it their why, and list off all the things that are going on in their body that they want to get rid of. Right. So lack of energy and lack of mental clarity and aches and pains and, you know, don't fit in their clothes. They don't have the energy to go hiking or be with their grandkids, all those things. List as many of those as you can. And you're right. Like, let that be your focus, right? The scale is just one piece of this, and it can be very fleeting as far as like the reward of that. So if you're really looking at the whole picture of all the things you're gaining, the list of all the things that you're getting from this by giving up the excitement of that pizza in your brain for the moment, you're going to come out so much farther ahead.
And make it emotional, not logical.
Right.
Because like logically, we should all be up at 6 a.m. going for jogs and this and that. I mean, logically, we all logically know a million changes we should make in our lives. Make it emotional where like tie your heart to it.
Yeah, it's actually true, Simon. So as humans, we make decisions emotionally. We think we make a logical decision, but the truth is that we get into the emotion of something, and then we logically explain why we did something. And so that's really powerful, right? Like, so if you can get into the emotions of the pain you're leaving, and then imagine the joy and the happiness and how good you feel when you get the stuff that you're gaining, that's very powerful. And that's actually how we do make decisions.
Yeah.
There's Nick Kalenda is a guy that specializes in, I hear, is that a phone ringing?
Yeah,
Is that
okay. Turn it off. Sorry.
Did you open up an insurance agency? Is that where you're
joining us? I'm at the bus stop and the payphone's going off.
Okay. Welcome to Simon and Simon and Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Good stuff.
We got gangster there for a minute, Carol.
Yes. Oh, that's so good.
So what else?
That's what I've got for that segment there. So
that was good.
Yeah. Good job. Like,
I'm motivated.
Yeah, you are. You're making great changes.
We got this.
Yes. We got this. That was do you remember the slogan early on in 2020? We got this.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't.
Well, we don't want to got this. All right. I don't want to mention too many keywords to get thrown off the internet. But anyways, we got this now. 2021, totally different slogan. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anything else on that? How are you doing out there, folks? Drop your ahas from all that we shared today on this episode. So, and Susan from Chicago saying good stuff. Have a fun weekend. Thank you so much for being here, Susan. Do you want to know what's next week?
Yes. What's next week?
Next week is going to be what to do if you're not losing weight on keto. So either at the very beginning, or if you've lost some weight and you stopped losing weight. I'm going to share all my best tips for that coming up next week.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be perfect for you, but you've already started to turn the dial. So we'll just, we'll share with everyone else.
For me, Carol.
For
me.
It's working.
Well, okay. Well, thank you. This was fun. And I guess I'll see you next week.
Yeah. So, again, to recap this week, we talked about what to do if you're bored with food and drop some truth bombs on there of just expanding your life into pure joy. Because here's one last little thing about that boredom with food. If food is the center of your life and it's the excitement, that's actually a sign that there's something missing in your life that you're trying to use food to fill. There's some area, maybe it's one thing, maybe it's a whole other half of who you're supposed to be in this world. But if food fills up your life that much, you're filling a hole that needs to be filled with something else that is actually what you really need. Yeah.
Okay. Way to make it depressing. So you mean I have a hole in my heart? I have an aching hole in my soul that I need to fill. Okay, that's good. Thanks, Carol. That's good. All
right, so I'm gonna get the tissues out for you before the end.
Didn't mean to go there, but that's back to what we do here is have that community so people feel like they have someone they can tune into and
it's fun and entertaining, and also we're here. It's real talk here. So
sounds good.
Awesome. All right. You want to share our tagline?
Filling holes here. Keto Chat Live. No, help us grow and we'll help you shrink. So invite a friend. If you have someone that's struggling on keto that wants to get ahead, come and join, wants some entertainment, to laugh, have a good time with us, kick some keto knowledge, join us, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah.
All that stuff. So great. What a great episode. Thank you everyone for watching, listening. Give us a review. Send us your questions. We'll answer those happily on here too. So have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.